Good morning. We are just about to set off to the airport to head to Finland. So I'm racing Lahti 70.3 on Saturday. So we're heading out there today. Feeling nervous. I think, well, I'm not overly nervous about the race. It's going to be fun. It's my half Ironman in preparation for my full Ironman in Copenhagen in August. But I'm always anxious when I travel, just until I get there, till my bike's there, my bag's there, we're there. So I'll be anxious until then. So I'll probably see you in Finland when I'm a bit calmer and we're in the Airbnb and everything is good. So yeah, I'll catch up with you in a bit. This is our little house for the next few days. It's so beautiful. Hello from Lahti. We've arrived, which is amazing, but unfortunately I have no bike. So it didn't arrive, didn't get put on the plane, and I'm over the initial shock, but I'm still fuming, I can't lie. It's just stress that you don't need, and I get so stressed and anxious when I travel anyway, and this has just reaffirmed why I fucking hate it. No, I love going to different countries, but just the stress of it, and this just proves why I get so stressed about it. But hopefully, so it's, what day are we on today? It's Wednesday today. There's no flight tomorrow, but there's a flight on Friday, so hopefully it gets put on that flight. We can pick it up around like 3-4 o'clock on Friday. I can then register tomorrow, get my numbers and everything, and I can rack the bike on Saturday morning because the race doesn't start till 3:15. So every cloud and all that, if it was like a 6 AM start on Saturday, I think we'd be a bit stuck, but I don't know, it's what it is. I had a little cry and I'm over it now. Worst case, I can hire a bike, borrow a bike, I don't know. Or worst case is I do the swim, practice the mass start and everything, and do the run. I don't know, but hopefully it won't get to that. It's going to arrive on Friday, we'll go back to the airport, come back, build it Friday night, get the bike set up and, checked in on Saturday, and it'll be fine. But like, yeah, as I said, had a little cry, but I'm in Finland. Like, I've never been to Finland before, it's exciting, and I want to just enjoy myself, and if the bike arrives, great. If it doesn't, I'm in Finland. We're going to explore, we're going to go swim in a lake tomorrow, I'm going to go on a bit of a run tomorrow, we're just going to explore. It's beautiful here, so I'm so excited. But yeah, fucking shit. Bloody, who do I blame? Finnair, or do I blame Manchester Airport? I think I'm going to blame Manchester Airport. So what happened was, we got there super early, 3 hours before checking our bags in, and then we have to go to obviously oversized luggage for your bike, and then got there, queue was massive, but we were like, whatever, we'll stand in it. And then someone came and was like, oh, there's another place that you can drop your bikes off, follow me, back half the queue. So we were like, oh great, let's go with him. Dropped it off at this other place, and obviously dropping it off this other place was too far for the bike to then get to where it needed to get to, because there was a man in front of us who was on my flight who left his bike at the original place, and his arrived. I was staring at him at baggage collection like, fucking hate you. Anyway, I'm just bitter. Hopefully it arrives on Friday, we shall see. And yeah, until then we're going to explore, going to go swimming, going to go eat, and just enjoy being in Finland. Good morning. So it is the next day. I didn't pick up my camera again last night because we just went out to explore Lahti, went for some food, and just had a bit of a chill. We're going to go to a bike shop today and just try and see if they've got a bike as backup just to rent, and then fingers crossed my bike shows up tomorrow. So it's Thursday today, so the flight tomorrow arrives at 3, so let's hope it's on there, and if it's not, I don't know. Or I could just do the half Ironman on like a mountain bike and make the bike really challenging for myself, so it's like a really solid training day. I don't know, we'll figure it out. Why? I'm just staying calm because there's nothing we can do about it. Like, there's no point in getting worked up about it. Like, there's literally nothing I can do. But anyway, we're going swimming this morning, which I'm really excited for. We're going to walk to a lake which is like 1 kilometre away. Apparently Finland has like thousands, tens of thousands of lakes, and there's one just 1 kilometre away. So at least we've got wetsuits. They were initially packed in the bike box, but the bike box was too heavy at the airport, so they made us take them out. So thank God they did, because now we've got everything other than my bike. Here's to a nice day, not worrying about whether or not I've got my bike, even though I'm still fucking stressed and pissed off about it. But you can't be like that. Also, I will show you around the Airbnb. This is outside the back, and then this is the lounge bit. There we go. Nice lounge. There's mum there. Kitchen. Lovely log burner. And then one of the rooms in there, and the other room in here, excuse the mess. And that's our cute home for the week.
Maybe it's a bit like, you know, some tropical things just have a couple of hours away, isn't it?
We're lake hunting.
So when we go back,
We'll go on a normal road.
put your phone on with the address in and let's walk. Okay? I'm not coming back this way.
It's an adventure. What are you talking about, Mum? Look.
Yeah, but you know, what was it supposed to bear?
I did think that when I came past, actually.
I was thinking it, but didn't want to say it out loud. I thought you'd be scared.
Bears in the woods, sharks in the lakes.
Oh, that sort of thing. Yeah.
Oh, that sun is so warm.
Nice.
Wonderful. How was that?
Gorgeous. Staying.
I love it around here. So I'm just coming down to get registered. I've just been to the bike hire place and they only have gravel bikes out here, mountain bikes and gravel bikes. They don't do road bikes out here, so that was a fail. So the only option really is my bike, for my bike to turn up. That's all we got. So registration is just over there, but transition is just here. So I think when we come out of the water, we come like through that building maybe, and then get to transition over here.
We need one a little like, we need a little like that.
Oh, do I? I'm looking at this. I think I might be at the top somewhere. Somewhere up.
You got it?
Ah, there we are. So update on the bike situation, we have reserved this bike. It is the ladies, it's the ladies who runs like the bike servicing place, and she was like, I've got one left to reserve, and it was her bike, so I've reserved that, and then hopefully mine comes on Friday, and if it doesn't then I've got that one, so it's a success. Oh.
There you go.
Thank you very much, thanks a lot, bye. We've just come to check out the swim start. There's the start. And there's the course, all the way out there. Oh, I can't see it. There, maybe? And then all the way back in there, around the other side, over there. Back home, we've had a busy day of, well, we went to the expo, we went to register, I've got my band, so I'm number 372, so still going ahead as if like I'm racing. We spoke to a woman at the expo, so I think she was like the wife of the mechanic at the expo, and we were like, do you have any bikes to rent? My bike's not arrived, blah blah blah, and she was like, we've got one left and it should fit you. I was like, amazing. And then she's like, I know that because it's my bike, so it was, I'm actually like potentially borrowing this woman's bike. We've not like paid her for it or anything, so I don't know how that's going to work, but anyway, so yeah, she's reserved it for me. She's given me her number to obviously update her if tomorrow we go and find that my bike is at the airport, but and I think the bike's a bit small, but at this point I can't be picky. Beggars can't be choosers. It's a bike that's not a gravel bike, not a road bike, because yeah, we went to some places around here and I think it's quite big for like gravel biking and mountain biking around here, like loads of trail. We have potentially a bike, a little bit small for me, but we have a bike, and that's the best thing. So I should be racing, and I've just rang a local hair salon to get my hair braided. I think I've said it in another vlog before. I don't know how to braid my hair. I need it braided for the race, and I've been ringing around random hairdressers. I think she thought I said fringe and a braid, and then she was like, ah, French braids. I was like, yes. So she's gonna do them tomorrow, hopefully, or I come away with a fringe. Honestly, this trip it's not a nightmare. That's me being dramatic. We're having a lovely time. The house is amazing. We've been exploring today. So it's amazing around here. It's lovely, and I'm so grateful to be here, but I could just do without this stress. It's what it is though. we're here, we're healthy, and if this is like, I said to my mum, I've been having really good luck recently, things have been going too well, so you know I needed a bit of bad luck, and she was like, well, if this is the worst luck you're gonna have, then we'll take it. It's such a first world problem, but it's annoying when you've been training so hard for something, when you've got your heart set on something, and although it's not an A race, like I still obviously wanted to do well in it. I want to push hard, I want it to be a good race. I think any race that you enter you want it to be, even if it's not an A race. But anyway, I'm gonna eat some bread and some chicken. That's what we just got from the shops. We're going out for tea tonight, and fingers crossed in the next few clips you'll see me with my bike, and I'm building it. Honestly, I'll never be so happy to build my own bike again. I shouldn't have complained when I had to take it apart and clean it and everything. I just want it with me now. So we'll see. We will see.
Anyway, I'm just carrying on working. You rest your little legs now. And I
My poor little leg.
a bit enthusiastic. If he doesn't think you should do anything tomorrow, then you shouldn't. Okay?
Well, it's usually bike check tomorrow, but I don't have a bike.
Yeah, well, you might have one, you know, tomorrow late afternoon. You might still have to be doing that.
Obviously had to go to the Ironman Expo and get a top and a water bottle, and this was the bag that you get when you go and register, and I will show you what's inside. I made out actually that there was loads of exciting stuff inside, but not really. It's just things like transition bags. Obviously my numbers, my stickers for my bike that I don't have, and yeah, just laugh about it, and my race number as well. Oh, that's my dad's. Iron Dad. Swim hat, so they do it in waves. I chose the red wave, which is sub 33 minutes, so yeah, red wave first wave, which is good. And then obviously water bottle, love to get a water bottle at each race I do, and a nice pink top with my names on the back. That's great. So yeah, that's everything that was inside the bag. So I'll get all the transition bags ready probably tomorrow. As if it's 9 o'clock and the sun's still there.
Beautiful.
Good morning. We're up and ready to go and swim a bit of the course for tomorrow. So the boys are all out, so it's like an out, a little bit across, and then back in. And then today is the day I find out whether I have my own bike. So I'm going to get my hair braided at 12:30, and we are going to drive to the airport and hope and pray that my bike is going to be on there. Oh, I've literally, you know, when you've just got, I mean, I've got an anxious feeling in my stomach anyway about the race, because I just get anxious about races, but I'm just like, I don't know, I just feel like I'm really in limbo. I don't know if I've got my fucking bike. Oh god, you couldn't write it. Maybe a last minute bike build tonight, a last minute quick sort of whiz around the block just to make sure everything's working well. Pressure, but I do well under pressure, I think, even though it makes me really nervous, I do well under pressure. So here we go. Other than that, I just control what I can control, and I'm gonna go swim because that will take my mind off everything. I'm gonna be pacing all afternoon until we've picked up the bike. This is me now.
Well, back to your hair, and we'll have to just watch an episode. Depends what time we're back before you.
Yeah, we'll watch something on Netflix.
Pardon?
We'll watch something on Netflix. I don't know if it's like just nerves of the race or that about the bike as well. I think it's a bit of a combination of everything. I don't think I'm normally this nervous.
Well, because you've got an added stress, you can be a bit nervous, but try and just console yourself that you're doing it.
Yes. And if I do badly, I'll blame that woman's bike, so it's not even my fault if I do it badly.
Get your head around what, you know, come up with a plan of what you're going to do if worst case scenario.
Walk 90k.
Please, no.
I'm joking, it's fine. I'm just nervous.
What you need to do, what you need to check, just think all those things.
Yes.
Occupy your nerves.
Need to buy nutrition because I've got none of that. So I just got into Lahti. I'm going to go and get my hair braided now. A place called Hair Graphy. I rang them yesterday and they managed to fit me in. My wetsuit zip decided to like slightly break this morning. So knowing my look currently, they're going to fucking shave my head in here or something. I don't know. So hopefully I come out with plaits. Maybe, maybe not. We'll see. We're done. I still have hair. graphy for anyone who is in Lahti and needs their hair braided. Hair graphy. I don't think so. I might go look in the snack aisle. Right, now we're in the where are we? Now we're in the supermarket and looking for ingredients for tonight. My usual pre-race meal, which is rice and chicken. So we're looking for the ingredients in that. Nobody walks faster than a dad who's just bought magnums from the shop. Look at him storming ahead. Quick, get your magnums home. Right, I'm back from having my hair braided. She was so lovely and I love it. So, back and going to, before we go to the airport, I can't remember what I've updated you on here. Basically, going to the airport at 3 to hope that my bike is there. The plane has set off from Manchester, but we've got no way of knowing if the bike is even on the plane. We only know if the bike is on the plane when we get there, and we get a notification to say the bike is here. So that's a bit annoying because we've got to obviously travel an hour to Helsinki. And you know what, it's going to be there. It's going to be there. I'm all positive. We're going to go pick up my bike, an hour there, hour back, going to set it up, and it's all going to be fine. But in the meantime, I'm going to get my transition bags ready because that all still needs to get done. We've just been to the supermarket and oh my god, I mean, for anyone who knows me knows how much I love sweets and chocolate and pick and mix. And the pick and mixes out here are so cheap. Like, things are quite pricey out here, but the pick and mix for some reason, like, you know, I'm such a, it's so sad. So like chocolate covered peanuts, raisins, different nuts, bananas, whatever. Usually that sort of stuff in England's really expensive. Out here it was like 17 euros per kilo. So I put loads in the bag. I was like, oh god, this is gonna be expensive. Weighed it and it was like 6 euros. I was like, I'm getting more in there. So spent 9 euros there, and then just got some sweets as well to have in my transition bags. I spent €1.50 on for about 200 grams in England. Again, that'll be about £10. So not all bad. Let's start getting my transition bags together. As I said, I think before, all of my gels are in my bike box. So I don't have any gels currently. So I've been speaking to a lovely girl who I've met through Instagram, but she said she can lend me or give me a couple of her spare SIS gels. And then they sell Morton ones at the expo, which I'll just have to get. And obviously I've not been training with them, but again, like obviously they say don't use nutrition that you're not used in training. But here we are, that's all we've got. So I need some nutrition, and I'm gonna take what I normally take as well. I have some like solid food and some gels, so I'm gonna take a couple of flapjacks just cut up. We're all prepared, I just need to get everything out and just get my head around everything. And then we go to the airport. Oh, that's fine, it'll all be fine. Worst things happen, worst things happen. Right then, let's just start getting everything organised and together. I'll start by labelling my transition bags with the numbers. Let's just do what we can do. Luckily, like I think I said, most of my stuff was in my hand luggage. Boom. Got helmet sticker. I'm guessing on the front of the helmet. Let's go with that. We can hope. Let's get organised. Bike shoes are in here. Go it over here. Swim. I'll move that first. Glasses. This can be the run section. Tri-belt. I'm glad I packed this in my hand luggage as well, because I wasn't going to. Socks. I like to have, I like to change my socks twice. So I'll put a pair of socks on for the bike, and then I'll change into like my actual running socks for the run. Calf sleeves, which I'm gonna put on in the morning, so that's there. Tri-suit, oh, panic then, already got it out. Tri-suit, that's for the morning. Goggles are already on there. Right, so that's all the kit. Like, it is literally just nutrition, isn't it? Oh, fine, this isn't too bad. This isn't too bad. Run gear, bag, bike gear, bag. I need to get my water bottles prepared with my electrolytes. I'll charge my watch tonight. Okay, we're flying. We're doing good. I feel a bit more organised now. I'll get this stuff in the bags, and then we're sorted. Then hopefully it just means I need to build my bike tonight, and I'll get all my nutrition into these little bags. We're fine. We have got this. We've got this. I just need my bike. I just need my bike. But thinking of things. So did I say this at the beginning? I can't remember what I said, but yeah, the plane has set off. So we'll set off to the airport in about Oh shit, in about 25 minutes. Oh god, I didn't think it was that close. Okay, we're setting off to the airport in about 25 minutes and we shall see if the bike is there. Good. Oh, oh. Well, that's a bit shit, isn't it? If I pull that, they're gonna break. Oh my god. I don't want to pull it. Oh, you piece of shit. Okay, I just can't stretch it. So we'll just have to go with that. That fits around my waist without pulling. But it might have a puffy bit here. What even is that? Oh, zone 3, you've let yourself down. We're just arriving at Helsinki airport to see if my bike's here. Danny Barnes is here as well. I feel sick with nerves, so we will see. I don't know where we're supposed to go, but I hope we find someone to help us and hopefully they will just bring my bike out. I've never been more excited to build my bike in my life. Just want it back. Oh my god. Oh, I've literally been crying. It's here. Oh, that's such a relief. Oh my god, I've never been so happy to see my bike box. Look at it go. How easy. Work out for us. We have good luck. So for when we drive back and my mum's in the car, the cases will fit in, I'll fit in, mum will fit in. Life's good, now I've just got to do this fucking race. Let's go.
That much.
Just a small glass to celebrate the safe return.
Cheers, cheers, cheers.
Cheers, mummy.
Cheers.
Cheers, bike. Cheers, Dad. Thanks for driving me and saving the day, putting out the fires.
Okay.
Just a small glass. Cheers. I feel so relieved. What a day. What a day. My bike is built. There. It's done, it's ready. Like, it's been such a stressful day. Like, we've been non-stop in the car, just going here, there and everywhere. My dad's an absolute hero, just ferrying me around everywhere. That's what dads are for. But yeah, we got to the airport and basically you get taken through into like the luggage reclaim area. You get taken through like a side door to the Finnair desk, and she was like, have you had a call from us to say that your bags are here? We were like, no, but we thought we'd just drive over anyway and just like, because we'd not heard from you, but we didn't want to wait to hear from you to then set off and drive an hour to Helsinki airport and then wait around, drive back. So we thought we'll just take our chance. If it's on the plane, great. If it's not, fine, whatever. But we thought we would just set off. So yeah, we got there and she was like, have you had a call from anyone to tell you that your bag's here? And we were like, no. She's like, well, if you've not had a call, then it's not here. And at this point, she's like, you know, when you can just feel yourself, like, I was going to burst into tears. And so we had to tell the whole story. Like, we know that we know it's not lost, we know where it is, it was supposed to be coming on this flight today, blah blah blah. And she was like, go sit down, I'll call someone. And then she's like, I can't get through to them, so you'll just have to wait. It might be like up to an hour, but like whatever, just do what you need to do. And then she called someone and they were like, no, we can't find it, can't see it anywhere. So at this point, obviously I cried. I was trying so hard to hold it together, but I just couldn't, so I cried. Oh, and then I was like, can I go use the loo, which I knew was in like the luggage reclaim bit, because I wanted to take it upon myself to go and look at the Manchester airport, like Manchester arrivals, like conveyor belt thing to see if it was on there. I was like, I'll do this myself. So I went and obviously it wasn't there. And then came back and then my dad went to go look. And then there was like this little carousel to the side where I saw some golf clubs coming off and just some random bits of luggage. It was just like this one straight conveyor belt, not like the round normal ones. And then we saw some stuff coming off and I was like, I'm gonna go over there. So he went to have a look. And then he just started waving at me like, it's here, it's here. And honestly, I just burst into tears. Like, it sounds so dramatic and so ridiculous, but I think that whole not knowing what I was gonna do about tomorrow's race, I think that was it. Like, I don't know, it was just the uncertainty and the not knowing that just really was getting to me and making me really anxious. He went and got it, and then the woman came over, she's like, oh, it should be coming off that conveyor belt. By this point my dad's already got it off the conveyor belt, running over to me with it. Yeah, then I was crying, and the woman was like, oh, is it a relief? I'm like, yeah, it's such a relief. And it was, I mean, to anyone watching that whole scenario would be like, what the fuck's wrong with them? Why are they being like this? And I think to maybe people who don't do triathlon, maybe like, oh, a bike's a bike, but it's not. And I think to anyone who does do triathlon knows that. Yeah, it was just an emotional time. I think when the woman was like, if you've not had a call from us, it's not here. I was like, well, maybe they've just forgotten to call us. Like, I was trying to think of all these things, but when she said that, if you've not had a call, then it's not here, I just broke down. Now we focus on racing tomorrow. I'm not sat still today. I've been here, there and everywhere, so I've not rested. I've not eaten anywhere near enough. Gonna have a big tea now and carb up a little bit. What's on my side is that the race doesn't start till 3 tomorrow, so I'm going to get up, go and ride my bike. Being bitten. I'm going to go ride my bike. I'm going to do a quick, just like 20-minute, just trying all the gears, sitting in my TT position. Oh, drama. What was, I mean, it's been a lovely trip, but I feel like it's just like we've just had this hanging over us the whole time. But it is what it is. You can't change it, and it's character building, and it's really not the end of the world. I will go and have my tea now. The pre-race meal. Thanks, Mum.
That's okay, darling.
My support squad. There's my taxi driver out there. Yeah. The king of putting out fires. Put out all the fires today.
You put a few out.
Just a few. Good morning. It is race day. We have made it. Jesus, what a few days. I didn't think we'd get to this point, and you know, whatever happens now, like, I've got through some really like challenging days, and like I said yesterday, I know that probably sounds really like trivial, dramatic to a lot of people, but I think when you've got your heart set on doing a race, even though it's not like your A race, you want to do it. You've travelled all this way, you want to do it on your own bike, and it has just been really stressful, and I think I've handled it very, very well. So I'm proud of me. But anyway, my bike has been built, as I said yesterday, so I'm just going to go out on it now for just like 15-20 minutes, go through all the gears. You know, when you think like you can't remember how to ride it, so I'm just going to remind myself how to ride my bike. And my boyfriend last night was like, because I said, oh, I've not ridden my bike, so you know, I'll just see how the race goes. He's like, you rode it for like 150 kilometers last weekend. I was like, I know, but like in that time it's then been taken apart and put back together. So I feel like, I don't know how far off can it really be. Like, I've set it up, even if the handlebars are slightly in the wrong position, like it can't be like, they're not miles off, they're not on backwards. It is supposed to rain quite a lot today. So again, we'll see. I mean, that's English weather, isn't it? So we thrive on that as Brits. Anyway, I'm gonna go get on my bike now and remind myself how to ride my bike, and then remind myself how to run, and let's see how it goes. Done. I think I've still got a helmet mark on my head, but I've just been on my bike, went through all the gears. Like, I think it was fine. I need to eat now. That is what I need to do. Eat and rest, because everything is done. We're gonna rack the bike in about an hour. So yeah, I'm gonna eat now. This is a lesson for everyone. Let me put you down. I've scrapped using that race belt, so that was a lesson. But what I've done, I went to the shops and bought some elastic and did that. And what I did, DIY me, I reinforced the holes with some sellotape. So I put some sellotape round one way, sellotape round the other way, put a hole through. So now I have got a number that is plastic that isn't going to rip when I pull this, and my race belt. Anyway, I'm gonna go eat and get some carbs in, and then bike racking time. I've got my Weetabix minis in there, and then I'm just gonna add a bit of granola on top, because we need granola to get through the race. And that is a bigger bowl of cereal. Good. I'd rather get loads of food in now and be full, and then just have a bit more later. Right, that's that all done. Now I just need to put my transition bags in my bag. Water bottles.
You talking to yourself?
Nutrition. I'm talking to myself. Dad, let's see your top.
One extreme to the other.
I am Dad. Off to transition, which is just over there. Are you excited, Mum?
I am excited. I'm very nervous. It's a big undertaking.
Are you excited, Dad?
Nope. Bored already.
Right, bike's wrapped. We're back at the house now and just time to chill, really. Like, I don't know what else to do. It feels weird just waiting around, but that's all we need to do. So I'm gonna eat some more, chill, maybe watch something on Netflix and just have a relax. But this whole waiting around thing feels weird. I'll go into transition again.
Yeah, go in, just check everything. Make sure no one's like wrapped their bike and no novices wrap the bike next to you, blocking it or something.
Make sure no one's stolen it.
Yeah. No, it can't be stolen now.
It can't be stolen.
Absolutely can't be stolen. That's one thing you don't need to worry about.
Okay.
The security men were really on it.
All this waiting around is killing me.
It's awful. But you know, it's coming to an end. So we're going to soak up the atmosphere, go and look at the swim start. But you know, just don't want you on your feet too much. But such a good coach, aren't I?
You are such a good coach, Mum. Thanks.
I just want to go passport detail again.
Let's go race. We're ready. It is absolutely chucking it down.
You're going to get wet anyway.
I know I'm going to get wet anyway, Mum, but my wheels might not like it on the bike. It might be a bit slippery. Walking to hopefully get into, have a little bit of a swim before we make a start. And I'm just going to go into transition just to, I don't know, check my tyres. I don't know, to faff around my bike and realise it's absolutely fine. So yeah, pray for the rain to stop. Right, so we just come find shelter inside because it's absolutely chucking it down outside. So we have come to find shelter and hoping that the rain starts to drop off, because at this rate we're going to be sliding around the bike course, so it's going to be an issue.
Why did they say we?
I said we. She's not doing it.
I said yeah, we are.
Gonna...
we'll be with you in spirit every kilometre of the way.
But yeah, we'll be sliding around the bike course. We'll have to take it careful on like the corners and like any like white road lines that I go on, because I don't want to slide off my bike. But yeah, what a fiasco. What a fiasco. It has been a bit of a fiasco. Yeah, Dad's sheltering in the car. And then we're in this room with all these athletes all around here. Everyone's just sheltering, and I'm sure one person's going to go to the start and then everyone's just going to mass go to the start. So yeah, we need to beat this.
Laura! Laura! I don't know.
Yeah, there. No. Go, Laura.
Second woman out.
Yeah. Go, Laura. No, third.
Third woman out. Go, Laura!
French and a German athlete too. We have 41 nations represented today. Our 1,100 athletes.
Here we are at the bike finish. Waiting for Laura. She should be through any time now. Mummy Bardsley on the lookout over there. Oh, Laura! Well done, Laura. Good time that. Brilliant. Well done.
Separated by.
Well done, Laura. Keep going. There she goes. Go, Laura! Go!
His lead of 8 minutes and 46 seconds is pretty dominating. In third place, kolmantena tänään,
her final lap on the run.
J-Man Juuso Manninen.
Go, Laura, keep going. Last lap, keep going. Just half a lap to go. Not one. Come on, keep going. There she goes.
Polvilleen loppusuoralle niin ikään ja maaliin. Tervetuloa ja onnittelua olkoon. Aku Joentaustaan. Tervetuloa loppusuoralle. Ja Akukin, hei se oli siinä tosta alle 4.40. Paino. Sanokin, että Ville on 40-vuotispäivää viettämässä, niin ei hääpäivää, vaan syntymäpäivää. Totta kai, eihän miehen tosiaan. Mä katsoin sitten sitä sarjaa, että vuotis hääpäivä, mutta se oli kuuluttajan moka. Mutta Villellä kulkee hyvin, sillä 14 kilometriä päivänleikkyinen aika 4.40.
Oh my goodness, I cannot believe that I got 4 hours and 50 minutes. Oh god. Oh, like I'm speechless. I'm absolutely speechless. I've cried. That was, yeah, I'm just speechless. Like I'm useless. I should have picked up the camera, but oh my goodness. I mean, this weather was horrendous for it, but I don't know. I will fill you in another time. Home with the goods. What don't they have?
Don't have strips, it's just nugget.
That's fine. How many did you get?
9.
Good. Correct answer. Oh, I can't wait. I did it. Ironman 70.3 Lahti complete. I loved that. What an epic experience. I have just completed a half Ironman and I have Copenhagen full in about 7 weeks time. So yeah, this was just a training race and what an experience. So my bike didn't show up. My bike didn't make the plane. Now that is every triathlete's like worst nightmare, and it's something you like think about and you're like, no, it won't happen, like surely it won't happen. It's something that crosses everyone's mind, but I guess, does it happen that often? I don't know, but it's happened to me. And I love traveling to different countries. I love being in different places. I used to live abroad. I love traveling, but I hate the actual traveling bit. Like I hate the whole airport process, getting to the airport, going through security, getting on the plane. The whole process is just, I just hate it. And my irrational fear, what I thought was irrational, it's become perfectly irrational now, of my bike, on my bags in general not turning up, came true. So what happened, it turned up in the end, and you will have seen it on the vlog. It did turn up, but not without a lot of stress, because yeah, again, for anyone who races knows that it's nice to build your bike, ride on it a bit, maybe do a bit of a recce of a bit of part of the course, just make sure you're fully comfortable on it, it's built all properly, and then for your bike to arrive at like 3-4 p.m. to build it, to have it all ready for the race the next day. That was that palaver. And yeah, for that race, I didn't really think I was gonna race it. The fact I got my bike, I was just in the best mood, and it was such an enjoyable race. I smiled the whole way around that race, the whole way. In all the pictures I'm smiling, and what I like to be fair, what I like to do when I'm racing is smile anyway, because then you kind of convince yourself that you're having a great time even if you're in pain. I just smile at the supporters, wave, like thumbs up, like, because then it just lifts the mood. Every time I saw someone on the bike course, waved at them, or when they're ringing their bells, I was like, thank you, because it's nice to have the sport out there, and I think it just makes you smile, which makes you race better, it just puts you in a good mood. Like, so lucky to be there and racing. And I think after having the whole bike palaver and realising how much I wanted to race and how disappointed and upset I was that I might not be able to race, I was just so grateful then to race. I will talk through the race. That was the bike palaver. It arrived. It's my finishers t-shirt, which is fabulous. So let's start from the beginning. So race morning, as I said, got up and I rode my bike, did a little tiny jog, just to get moving, just to ease the nerves. But the 3 p.m. start, I won't lie, wasn't great, because I just found myself like, what am I doing? I was just faffing and pacing and couldn't sit still and just stressed. So although it's a nice idea with the 3 p.m. start, and I get why the Finnish do it, because obviously it's like the land, is it called the land of the midnight sun? Like obviously the sun sets at like 11, after 11, so it was supposed to be a lovely sunset and all those things. We had horrendous weather, so there was no sunset, there was a grey sky. Yeah, I'm not sure how I felt about the 3 p.m. start, because it's difficult as well with the fueling and knowing what to have, but anyway, we live to tell the tale. So after I'd paced a load of times, I racked my bike at, I think, at about 10:30. When we got back to transition and to start putting wetsuits on and stuff, about 2 o'clock the heavens opened, and there'd been forecast for rain the whole day, but it kept like not going back now. I was like, maybe it's gonna miss us, maybe we're, you know, it's gonna be a bit of a shower, but it's gonna pass by. It did not, and at about 1:30, 2 o'clock the heavens opened, and it did not stop raining for the whole day, and it was just like torrential rain. It was horrendous. But so we were all sheltering inside this like what's it called? Sorry, I've got a really itchy nose. Oh my goodness. So we were sheltering inside this like town hall thing, all these like 1,000 athletes or whatever, all these supporters. And I looked outside and looked at the lake where we swum the day before, and it was beautifully calm the day before. And I looked out and I was like, amazing. Like, it's so calm, and you could just see the rain falling on it, but it was really, really calm. I was like, that's fine. Like, it doesn't matter. And then literally 10 minutes went by, and then looked outside, the flags were blowing, the trees were blowing, and the water, it was like the sea. It was so choppy. And I suppose like with the sea, if it's choppy, it doesn't, like, obviously it's not nice, but you're swimming sort of into the current one way, but then usually when you're swimming back inland, like, you kind of got it behind you, it's kind of pushing you in and helping you. Whereas when it's in a lake, it's just chop from every side, wave. You've got a wave coming this way, then one hits you from the side. It was hard. It was hard in that water, I'm not gonna lie. And I was so happy with my swim time considering how choppy the water was. And I managed a 30-45 swim. I should probably get my phone, which has everything on it. Hold one sec. So my swim, 30:28, that's what it was, which was second in my age group and fourth female, 26 overall, which I'm very, very happy with, I won't lie. Considering how choppy it was, I had someone on my feet the whole way, and I mean, more for me for not doing what I say he, might have been she. More for me for not doing that, because like, obviously that is the goal, like, be on someone's feet, make them do the work, you just trail behind them. And I know what, I'm fine with that, I'll lead the way. But this person, every time they put their hand down, I pushed my foot down. It wasn't just like a toe tap tickle, it was a full on put my foot down. So I was like, every time I was like, legs just kept dropping, and in my head I was like, just fuck off. Like, honestly, just like get off my feet, or just like sit back a little bit, because if I'm doing the work, don't push my feet down, because that's going to make it so much harder for me. Anyway, managed a 30:28 swim, very happy with that. And I think I was like out the water, I think I was like 14th or 15th out the water, which was really cool, like coming out that early. Didn't think that would happen. Transition, 4 minutes. So the transition run up wasn't too far to get into transition, and then, so I got my bag, everything was going fine, got my gels out of my transition bag, and then I was trying to find the pockets in the back of my tri-suit, and I couldn't for the life of me find the pockets, and it took me, no joke, no word of a lie, about 45 seconds to find these things. I was like trying to turn my tri-suit around, trying to put them in, and I just couldn't find them anywhere, or find the 2 pockets anywhere. I finally found them, or found them on one side, and then trying to match it up on the other side. I knew there was pockets in there, I checked that before I raced, but I was beginning to doubt myself, and I was getting really stressed. In hindsight, I should have probably just put them around my top, and then on the bike put them in there. But anyway, you live and learn. But first transition was okay, really. Nothing major to report, really. And then got onto the bike course, and what an incredible bike course. In Finland, the roads are so smooth, it was just amazing. And that's one of the things I hate about when you go out in England, there's potholes everywhere, you bounce everywhere, it hurts. Like, on here it was just smooth as anything, and you could just get into your aero position and just go. And I absolutely loved that that bike course. I just, yeah, loved it. And in the beginning they were holding up signs being like, careful on the tarmac. The tarmac's really slippery, because it was brand new, like freshly laid tarmac. So for anyone doing world champs, you're in for a treat. It's just amazing. It's just such a lovely bike route. Hopefully you get drier weather, because there was just so much water on the roads. But the bike route like was just, yeah, it was beautiful. It was very rolling, very, very rolling, but it was about 660 meters of elevation total across the 90k, so it was nice. Like, it was pretty flat, some lovely downhills, some lovely just flat stretches of road that you could just really just power through. And I did my first 30k in 51 minutes, which for me, like, is such a big deal, because in my head I had a thought of, if I can get sub 1 hour for 30k, I could sort of get around a 2 hour 50-ish bike, and I would have been over the moon with that. Because I mean, obviously you can't compare courses because every course is different. I did Mallorca last year, and obviously that's got a really big climb in it. You can't compare the two, but I did a 3 hour 12 or 3:15 bike out in Mallorca, and so I was averaging like 28-29 kilometers an hour. So to come in the first 30k with in about 35 kilometers per hour or 37 kilometers per hour, something along those lines, like, it just completely blew my mind. I was like, oh my god, I'm going so fast, and I felt really good. You know, I didn't feel like I was overexerting myself or pushing too hard. And then in sort of the second 30k, I was like, I'll back off a little bit, like, I'm going quite fast. I was getting in my head, I was like, am I gonna be fine? Like, am I gonna like overexert myself too much? And I really made sure I was on it with my nutrition, because this was more of a training race for Copenhagen. I really needed to practice my gels, my food, like how I was structuring it. And I did like every 20 to 25 minutes a gel, and then every 20 to 25 minutes after that I'd do like I've got these little flapjack things, so I'd like alternate. I'd do gel, flapjack and sweet, gel, flapjack and sweet, so flapjack and a sweet. So I just alternate that across the bike, and it went down really, really well. I was really happy with that, and I made sure towards the end as well, I'd taken a gel like about 10 minutes ago, and I made sure to have just a bit more food, because I was like, I'd rather be more fueled for the run. So I really nailed my nutrition on the bike, which I was so happy with, and something that I really needed to practice. And I've kind of got over my like sickness for the gels, like I'd really gone off them, but I'm much better with them now. But I know that for Ironman Copenhagen, I'm going to definitely have something more savoury as well to alternate between on the bike. And then when I'd done my first sort of 30 to 40k, I'd kind of thought, well, if I keep going at this speed, I'm going to get around a 235, 240 bike, which again, like for me, like I'm quite new to the bike, I was like, never have I even like considered going that fast and getting that sort of time. And then so in my head I was like plotting, well, if I got a 30-minute swim and I got a 5-minute transition, if I do another 5-minute transition and I get a 240 bike, it leaves me with like a 145 half, which I can do pretty easily to get a sub 5. And sub 5 has never ever crossed my mind, ever. Like I think one of my goals, and again, obviously you can't compare courses, and every course is going to be different, so you know, it's all like relative to that course. But my goal for this year was to get a sub 5.5 hour half Ironman. So I'd never even like thought, like sub 5 hours, never even thought about it. I was speaking to a girl at the start line, she was like, I'm hoping to go sub 5. I was like, what the fuck, like that's amazing, which it is. And then when I was working out on the bike, I was like, oh my god, like I was like, am I doing the maths right here? Maybe it's a sub 6. Like I just thought I wasn't doing the maths right, but I was. And like that's just, it blows my mind, and it just goes to show what like training hard and training consistently does. Like I've been training my arse off for this Ironman, and then this training race, this half Ironman, like we were just going to see how it went. And anyway, we'll get to that, we'll get to the end point. So bike, very, very wet, bit slippery, horrendous crosswinds. So imagine like a big straight beautiful road, but in open fields, and these crosswinds and the rain was like hurting my arms, because it was like really fine, like hitting my arms. And yeah, the weather was just terrible. It was just terrible, but it was a beautiful bike course. I'm sure on a sunny day it's absolutely stunning. The support on the course was incredible. Like the Finnish people are just so lovely. And the more I went on though, and as I said before, like I love like smiling at someone who's cheering for me, or like waving or put a thumbs up or whatever, because I think it's just nice to do that, because people who support you are just incredible. But my hands were so cold on that bike. It was about 16 degrees, soaked through as well, freezing, and I was like on my bar like this, and then anytime someone would cheer me on, I'd be like, thanks, but like I'd like try and like put my hand up like that, but every time I had this like claw because I couldn't straighten my fingers, the hands were so cold. So I was happy when I was in like the last sort of 5-10k, I was like, we're almost there. And then because I knew in my head then, because I knew I was on for a sub 5, what I did last year in Mallorca and what I thought I was going to do was going to go to the toilet. But I was like, well, I'm not wasting any time trying to take off this soaking wet tri-suit. I'm gonna wee on my bike. So I stood up and I was like, it's raining, no one's gonna know, and I just like weed on my bike. And that must be, and the pros don't talk about it enough, but surely the pros wee when they're sat on the bikes. Maybe they don't stand up, maybe they just can do it more discreetly, but I couldn't get my mind. Maybe a TMI, but I couldn't make myself go to the toilet when I was sat on my bike, so I had to stand up. Anyway, I was like, I'm not wasting any time, I'm gonna be tactical here. I'm going to wee on my bike, and I think everyone does it. I was speaking to other girls and I think all the men do it, surely it can't just be me. So yeah, let me know if you do that as well. I don't know. Anyway, had my wee, got into transition, and I had an awful T2. So I racked my bike, took my bike shoes off, took my socks off, and trying to get, because I really wanted to put dry socks on. I know that, you know, some people probably wouldn't, but the socks were soaked through from being wet on the bike. I was like, for the sake of what I thought was going to be like 20 seconds, it wasn't. For the sake of a bit of time, it's probably going to save my feet on the run. I'm going to do it. My trainers were dry, the socks were dry, I was like, I'm going to do it. And then with my claw hands, because they were so cold, trying to get my socks off and put fresh socks on and put my shoes on and tie my laces, because I haven't got elasticated laces on these, like maybe I should do. Again, I didn't think I was going to get that sort of time, so I was like, what's 1 minute in the grand scheme of things across like this sort of distance? But now I've got a bit faster. I'm like, oh well, if I'd saved like 2 minutes, I would have come like in the top 12. So anyway, you live and learn. I really don't mind. So I had a bit of an awful T2, because then couldn't get my shoes on, couldn't tie my laces up. So that was all a bit of a faff, but anyway, I did like a 4 and a, oh, I didn't even say what I did for my bike, but I did a 4.5 minute transition. My bike final time was 2:34.58. What the hell? I've never done that sort of time in my life. 6th in my age group, 21st female bike, and 242nd overall for my bike, which baffles my mind. Then we get onto the run and my feet were dry, I was feeling good, I had a couple of gels that I put into my pockets again, so I took 3 gels on the run with me. And what I tend to do on the run is at every aid station, I'll grab a water and literally take a tiny sip and then just throw the rest on myself. Obviously, like, well, it was still raining at this point, but I still threw it on myself. But I try, maybe not the first aid station, but most aid stations, I will take a bit of water and just have a little sip, wet my mouth. And so yeah, I did that for the whole run really, and kind of broke it down in my head. But in my head I sort of said to myself, right, have a gel at like 6.5, 7k, have it, no, 6k, and then have a gel at like 12.5k, which I did both of those things. And then when I hit 14k, my stomach, I just felt it like, oh, it just didn't feel good. I just didn't feel well. I felt a bit queasy, and I was due to take another gel at around 17k, and I was like, I can't face it. I was like, Laura, you've got 4k left, like you can push through that, you don't need it. So I didn't end up having my last gel. I just couldn't face it. I just felt queasy, and I'd rather, then I grabbed a Red Bull actually. Because this race was a bit of like a trial race and a bit of a practice race, I was like, you know what, I'll try and take a Red Bull, see how that tastes and see if that like helps me or makes me feel worse. It did not help at all. It felt like, I think because I love Red Bull, the sugar-free one, but the full fat Red Bull, full sugar Red Bull, it makes me think of Jaeger bombs and vodka Red Bulls when I was 18. That's all I could think of, and I had it and I was like, nope. And straight away, even as I was sipping it and I could smell it, I was like, oh my god, this is awful. I had the tiniest sip, most of it went down my front, I think a bit went up my nose. I was like, no, absolutely not. So that was definitely a lesson learned for my full Ironman. Don't grab a Red Bull at any cost. But yeah, when I got out onto the run, I mean, the support was great. There was parts of the course that there wasn't much support. There was bits that you had to go out and back, so there wasn't much support there. But in like the middle bit, so like the finish line, everything was in the middle. There was an out and back that way, out and back that way, and you sort of did 3 loops. in the middle bit there was loads of support, and you'd see the same faces as you came round, and maybe they were cheering for everyone in the same way, but there was a couple of people that I like spotted and they were like, yeah, like whenever I went past, and they probably did that for everyone, but it just felt like it was like you had lots of support on the course, because I'd sort of, when they cheered, I'd smile back at them, so every time I sort of smiled back at them. And I think, as I said before, I think if you smile your way around it, and I think I was just, again, so grateful to be racing, and I was just enjoying it. I was just having a great time, and I just told myself I just backed off a little bit on the run, and just like, especially at the beginning, I tried to sort of conserve my energy a bit, and then my pace kind of dropped off in the second lap a little bit. So there were 3 7k laps, dropped off a little bit in the sort of in the like second end of the second lap, beginning of the third lap, sort of that sort of distance, maybe around like 12 to 17k, kind of dropped off a little bit. Then I was kind of like, right, you've got 4k left, let's go for it. But yeah, the support I felt was really nice. Everyone was really lovely, and I just kept trying to smile the whole way around. That's my tactic. A bit of water at each aid station. I took my own gels with me. I didn't take any aid from the stations. Obviously for my full Ironman I probably will need to, because I won't be able to carry that much with me. So did my 3 laps. I had a great time. Loved it. I really loved it. I know it sounds so, people are like, what's wrong with you? But I loved it. I definitely think the weather played into my favour. I think lots of Brits will agree. Maybe not on the bike, because I don't think that helps anyone, but definitely for the run, the temperature was lovely and cool. It was great. The few days before it was like 26 to 28 degrees, so that would have just been too hot. I think I would have struggled a little bit more then. So it definitely helped. And coming down that finish line, I had the best time. I ran down that finish line like, oh yeah, like, oh my god, we are done. Like, I was just loving it. I just smiled, and I think because, yeah, I got, well, because I got that sub 5, I got 4 hours and 50 minutes, 4:50:58 I think it was. Like, I was just in shock. I was just over the moon. I was like, oh my god, like, you've come a long way, Laura. Like a long way. And I was just so over the moon, so proud of myself. And I crossed that finish line and I saw my parents, who were the most incredible support on the way around. Like, they were just everywhere. So nice having them there. Loved it. And they kept me calm when like my bike didn't show up, and my dad's a legend because he drove me to pick up my bike, and he just drove me everywhere, and so they really are the best support. So yeah, I came to the finish line, came across the line, arms in the air, like having the best time, and saw my mum and dad and just cried. I was just so proud of myself, and yeah, I went over and hugged them and just cried because I just couldn't, yeah, I couldn't believe it. I think it's just an emotional thing. Like, you feel emotional at the start line because just they play music, and it just, it's just overwhelming. Like, you're just emotional, you've trained so hard, and you're there, and you know you're gonna be in a lot of pain, and then at the end, like, you're just so proud of yourself and what you've achieved. It's just incredible. Like, everyone there had such an incredible achievement, and I just think it's epic. Cried at the finish line, of course, and got my medal, got my t-shirt. Did I show that before? And obviously my medal. That just cut off because I ran out of storage, but I think I was just about at the end. Sub 5 hours for my half Ironman, and I'm over the moon, and now I've got 7 weeks until my full Ironman. So I'm going to give it everything I've got, as I always do, and I will keep you updated. So do follow along for the journey, follow, like, subscribe, comment, and yeah, I will catch up with you all very soon.